Hello, I'm IBXTweaker, and this is my weekly in-depth tutorial where I take a part of Minecraft and I go really in-depth into it, talk about the mechanics, how they work, and hopefully teach you new things about the things that will help you as you play Minecraft across your various versions of platforms, whether that be survival, whether that be PvP multiplayer, or whatever you want to do. And this week we're going to be covering health, because health is one of the most important parts of Minecraft, and I've covered all the other parts of the UI down there. I've covered the hunger bar, I've covered the experience, but I haven't covered health, which is one of the most important parts of Minecraft, because obviously as soon as it hits 0, you die, and most people want to avoid dying. So hopefully I'll help you teach something that helps you stay alive, or at least understands why you stay alive more better. So yeah, let's do that today now. So basically, before I get into this one though, I want to quickly request that because in-depth tutorials are one of my favourite series, they do take a lot of work, and if you want to allow me to continue doing them, liking and / or sharing the video very much helps me out. So if you could do either of those two things, it would very much help out the series. So let's get straight into it then. So before I get into any real complex details, I'll just quickly cover a small misconception. Basically, every heart you have down there on your bar actually represents 2 health points. A half heart is 1 health point, and a full heart is 2, because it's 2 heart parts, of course, and that means you actually have 20 health points down there, and yeah, just bear that in mind as we go through this. Health points aren't actually unique just to the player in Minecraft. Every single mob in the game has them, ranging from the pigs and whatnot, and the cows and the non-hostile mobs, which have just like 10 or so, and then you've also got like the spiders on 16, then you've got mobs which have roughly the same as the player. However, besides the boss mobs and iron golems, most mobs do not actually have more health than the player. I'll show you them all right now on screen, which is, I think it's quite interesting, all of that stuff. So yeah, you actually have more health than most mobs in the game, besides the zombie, which is the exception because it has some armor, which is kind of interesting actually. But yeah, that's health is actually universal in Minecraft. That's the first thing you need to know. Next up, how do you restore it, and can mobs restore it? So, you can restore health through one of 3 ways, none of which are actually accessible to any other mob or whatnot. The first way is through hunger, which is the one everyone knows, of course. So every 4 seconds, if you have your health bar above 9 hunger bars, you'd actually generate half a heart, which means it takes a long time to go from next to nothing all the way to the top bar, sometimes over a minute, but yeah, that's how that works. The second way is by using regeneration effects, so this can be used from a potion of regeneration, this can be used from a beacon once they come out, and a few other ways, including the golden apple, and this will regenerate you regardless of your hunger status. And then the final way, the only true way to actually regenerate health itself, rather than actually just to help it, is if you have Orchid Potions, which you get from combining bottles of water with nether warts. If you throw a glistening melon there, which is actually a gold, it's a melon combined with a gold nugget, you'll actually get yourself potions of instant health. If you then combine them with gunpowder, you get truly instant health, because you can just splash potion them on the floor, and then you get some health. So I'll just quickly show you the potion right now, just to prove it, in case that's what you need. So yeah, potion of healing and instant health. Of course, I don't have any health going down, but that's how you can make potions of instant health, the only true way to recover health. So, yeah, that's the only way to truly get that, and, a quick another misconception that will help you out as we go further is most people assume that based on the difficulty, your health actually goes down and each health bar represents less. This isn't actually true. Based on the difficulty, mobs will do more damage. This doesn't apply to players. So on easy, a blaze will do 4 points of damage, which is still quite a lot because it means it will kill you in 5 hits. So you go to the nether, you still need to be careful even on easy. However, on hard, it does 9 points of damage, which means that if 2 of them just sneak out of nowhere, they both attack you, then the fire will kill you just instantly, and there's no way to avoid that. So of course, on harder difficulties, unless you have some amazing strategy to avoid being hit twice by most mobs, basically you're going to need armor, which is the second part of this tutorial. So armor is a very important part of Minecraft. Most people understand that. However, most people don't understand even the basics of what it does. So each point of armor actually gives you 8% damage reduction from most sources of damage. So this excludes potions of harming, this excludes starvation, this excludes falling, and this excludes drowning, as well as a few other minor ones. But most points of damage, so getting hit by, you know, a ghast, getting hit by a blaze, getting hit by anything really, will actually be protected or, you know, reduced by the armor you have. As I said, every point is 8%, and every half point, because you can get halves, as you can see in my bar down there, is 4%. So right now, I have 3.5 bars. That's 3 times 8, 24, plus 4, 28%. So that gives you roughly just over a quarter points of damage, and this is what you get from a full set of leather armor. It's dyed, but that has no effect on the actual values. And how much of a difference does diamond actually make as compared to leather, and why there's slimes everywhere? So if you look in this chest over here, you'll notice I've got the 3 types of armor. So if you have a full set of leather armor, you get the 28%, which means roughly a quarter of your damage will be removed. So I'm just going to kill slimes as I talk about this. So that means instead of being hurt for 4 damage, you'll be hurt for 3 instead. Or instead of being hurt for 12 damage, you'll be hurt for 9 instead. Which with a diamond sword example in PvP means instead of being hurt for 8 points, which is what a diamond sword does to a player, which is actually kind of a lot, you'll only be hurt for 5, which is kind of nice. If you have full chain armor on, it gives you a full 4 bars, I think it is, maybe 5, which will give you a 40% reduction. This reduces it down to 4 points of damage from the diamond sword. I mean, you can take 5 hits before you die, a fair amount to be fair. However, diamond armor, it gives you an 80% reduction because it entirely fills the bar. I don't have enough diamond armor to show you it all, but it will entirely fill the bar, and this gives you an 80% reduction. This reduces the diamond sword down to just 1/2 damage, which is ridiculous. I mean, you can actually take 20 hits of from the diamond sword, the most powerful sword in the game, before you die, and since you'll regenerate in between that, it's more like 22, 23 hits. So regardless of what you're doing, you can probably kill people quite easily if you have full diamond armor on. It's pretty much the PvP winner. That's why it's spread out whenever you play any full PvP game. So, diamond armor is the best armor. Is that all you need to know about armor? No, there are a few other things that most people don't actually know. So, the first one, this is one that I never see people do, but that's a really good pro tip, is that you can actually repair armor. So, as you can see right here, if I just put some leather in this armor, it will repair it back. It works for all types of armor, and it's a very, very cost-efficient thing to do because it repairs around 1/3 to 1/4 of the armor, and since it only uses 1 piece of thing, for just about like 8 or 9 pieces of the material you're using, plus some enchantment levels, you can actually repair your armor pretty much fully, as opposed to spending 24, diamonds, a piece of leather or whatever, or make a new set. So it's very, very, very useful to do that. And durability in general is a very weird thing on armor because every piece of armor, so with the tool episode I did last week, it was just, diamonds have 1,500 uses and wooden has 60 uses, etc. However, with armor, it doesn't work like that at all. Every piece of armor has different. So for instance, a leather helmet has 56 uses, a leather tunic has 81, leather leggings have 76, boots have 66, and then with leggings, it's 364, 529, 496, 430. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not even based on like how many pieces of things you use, because boots have more durability than the helmet. And yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, and that's why your armor will die in a different order. So repairing it will help you not, be left without armor for some time, and it, stops you from just getting weird bits of armor at different times. So yeah, that's a weird thing about durability I wanted to get out of the way. Next, let's talk about enchanting, because I think that's a pretty valuable thing to discuss, because most people don't. I'm going to talk about how the protection enchantments work, because there's quite a few of them, and I want to quickly just recount a point that I previously made. The different types of protection, so fire protection, blast protection, are actually more useful in some circumstances. So yeah, let's actually talk about the enchantments then. So, basically, armor has the same enchantability values I spoke about last week as tools. So if you enchant gold armor, you're actually going to get an extra 12 levels, as opposed to diamond, where you'll get an extra 5 levels. So just bear that in mind if you want to combine these numbers I'm about to use, and slimes everywhere. Okay, now there are many slimes, I can get rid of them. But yeah, let's now talk about the actual armor, enchantment types. So you get 5 different protection types of enchantment, and they're all mutually exclusive, so you can only have one of these combined with another one. So you get the protection, which is just the general protection, protects you from every type of damage that armor protects you from in general. And what this does is it gives you an enchantment protection factor, or EPF, of 5 per level. This is essentially like armor grade 2. So if you have a full set of level 4 enchanted protection, this will give you an extra 80% because it gives you 5, 5, 5, and 5 times 4. This gives you 80% reduction on the 80% left of your thing. So if you have full diamond armor protection 4, you take 80% less damage for the diamond armor, then your protection 4 and all of that will give you 80% less then. This is kind of ridiculous when you think of, like, if you take 40 hearts of damage from an explosion normally, that's usually enough to kill you twice over, but with diamond armor, it takes it down to 8, and then with diamond armor with all protection on, it takes it down to 1, which is, it's just kind of insane to think about. Even the biggest forms of damage, like, I think you can, a charge creep will do something like 72, that's down to, like, 2 hearts of damage, or 2 points of damage. It's crazy, it's crazy. However, there are other types of protection. There's fire protection. So fire protection gives you protection from blaze attacks. It gives you protection from flint and steel and lava. So very, very useful for the Nether, where these three things are found very commonly. And that's what fire protection gives you protection for. And every level of fire protection, or every level 4, gives you 9 points of EPF. So this means with just 3 parts of fire protection 4 armor, you can actually have 27 EPF, which gives you 100% protection. No matter what armor you're wearing, you'll get 100% protection from fire. So it might actually be worth getting full gold armor because it enchants easier if you need to get fire protection, or if you need to get one of the other two, because these are even stronger than that. Every level 4 of blast protection, which gives you protection from creepers and TNT, and for projectile protection gives you 11 points of EPF, which means just 2 pieces each will give you 22%. And virtually eliminate damage, so even on gold armor again, you can be doing taking next to no damage. Might be worth bearing in mind if you don't like explosions and you don't like projectile protection. You don't like projectiles hitting you, and you don't really want general protection because you're not really getting hit by stuff that isn't that stuff that often. Just throw that one out there. Finally, the 5th type of protection is feather falling. So this uses the EPF system too, and it has level 4 gives you an EPF of 18, which means although armor doesn't actually protect you, you'll get a 72% reduction in full damage. So usually you can resist a fall of 22 blocks. The 23rd block will kill you at full health. This is like 16 blocks, so it'll do like most of my heart bar down. However, with feather falling, you can pretty much triple that, all the way up to 90-something blocks. It'd be like 70-something blocks, which is an insane amount. So you can actually jump off pretty much any fall you can naturally find in Minecraft with feather falling and live reliably, and probably won't even take that much damage. So that's how feather falling works, the 5th of the enchantment types. So protection is really good for all-round damage, I think, for PvP and just anything where that's coming in useful. Using protection is probably the best thing to do. However, if other types of damage are the ones you're more likely to take, so if you go to the Nether a lot and that's what kills you, that's something that I personally have a lot of experience with. It might be worth having the other sets of armor, even just going between them. So when you're in the overworld, you use protection. If you're in the Nether, you use fire protection or projectile protection if it's gas fireballs that get you. And that's something that might be worth considering, because they do give you more protection per point, and they can even give you 100% protection from certain things, which is a lot, because not taking damage from stuff ever is obviously quite nice. So I hope you enjoyed my in-depth armor and health tutorial. Hopefully I taught you something that helps you out, or at least taught you something that satisfies a curiosity. If I did, again, liking and / sharing the video is very much appreciated. Check out the playlist. I've now put together the playlist for all my in-depth tutorials. This is only my 6th one so far, I think, maybe my 7th. You know, we're slowly building that up and working on more. But yeah, 6 tutorials. If you missed any of them, they might be worth checking out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and here's an outro.